Hey guys, welcome to Opimation. Thank you for tuning in again. We'll be talking about FK, and when we should be using these. And let's dive straight in. So FK, before we start, FK, you normally use, IK is known as inverse kinematics. And you would normally use them when you're pushing or pulling an object, right? So if you're pushing or pulling, right? So it's locked in that position. Or should I say it's locked like that and you're moving back. Now you can also use it, you can also use IK throughout the whole scene. I know people who use IK all the time. And FK, forward kinematics, is more to do with like smooth arcs. If you're doing a jump and you're spinning, so that will help a lot with getting nice arcs and breaking joints and what have you, yeah? Which you can still do in IK, but there's a lot more keyframes you have to put in. There's a lot more work to make it look not IK, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, I've done a scene, which is when I was at Animation Mentor, I did a scene, a weight scene. I'll put the link in the description, and it was all IK. So it can be done. You just have, there's a bit more work, but you just have to track everything, make sure everything's looking nice and the arcs are looking smooth. Whereas FK, there's less work and the arcs look more, it looks more organic if you do it right. So let's do a simple example. So this character here, I'll put a link in the description for this character. You can get it free. It's quite a fun character to just work with when you're just testing and doing animations. This character is called Thep. So typically you'll get these controls here, yeah? So when it comes in as FK. So you see you can rotate forearm, you can rotate the wrist. If you select these controls and you go to a channel box, you can see here, FK, IK switch, just go to 1 and you can see it's switched. So now you can just control the wrist. So what we'll do 0 to 40. What we'll do, we'll bring these arms down. We'll do an example of him walking, yeah? So if we bring this down and bring the FK one down too, just so they're both in a similar position. We'll put that one back and we'll put the IK one forward, yeah? Just for this example. And if we key that and then key the same at the end, and in the middle, just move it back. There. So it's moving like that, right? Now what we'll do with this one is we'll do the opposite. We'll just key this, go to 20 and move this forward. So if you look now, you can see that this one is, the FK one is slightly more organic and smoother moving. See, it's moving much more smoother. Whereas the IK one is very robotic. It's very linear, right? Now another way to look at this is if we select the wrist and we go to animations there and we go to create edible motion trail, yeah? Now if we get rid of the curves and we go to motion trail right here, again, straight away you can see, if you look at these curves, and I'll just look at that. That's the FK curve, yeah? And that's the straight linear one for IK. So already we just put 6 keyframes in, 3 on each side. Already you can see how less you need. Like for example, with IK, so if we go back to IK here, so what I'll do is I'll just get rid of these handles. See, what we'll have to do is when we come here, we'll have to add a keyframe here so that we can create the arc, right? And then coming back up might be on top. See, then that's how you get the arc, you see? So if we go here and we go to visualize edible motion trail, now you can see here that there's a bit more of an arc happening. And then you can go in here and fine tune it. So you can, for example, you can come in here. It's one of the powerful things about the arc tool. And you can just, you can do a figure 8, add another 2 here. But if you see what I mean is like, you'll have to add a bit more keyframes to make it look nice. Whereas FK is already looking nice just with those simple 3 keyframes. So that's basically the main kind of a difference in IK, FK. But IK definitely has its uses in pushing, pulling, or if you're jumping over a ledge, you got to hold down like this, you got to lock yourself in, then move, transition out to FK. So it's not right or wrong what to use. You do what is comfortable. I've used both. IK has worked for me great as well. I guess with working in games, it's more FK because you do a lot of walks, runs, special moves, what have you. I guess if you're doing combos, fighting each other and you're in contact with each other, then you would change to IK and then FK. So there's not really a right or wrong. If you prefer to do IK, that's fine. I know people that do their whole scenes in IK, and the only difference is when you're doing FK, you'll have to switch to IK sometimes when you want to. For example, if you're doing a scene in IK and a character comes, jumps and pulls a handle, that's fine. You don't have to change it to FK. It's all in IK. But if you got a character already in forward kinematics, IK, running, then he tries to grab the handle, he has to switch from FK to IK. But nowadays you get a lot of rigs which are quite good when you switch, and because they kind of hold that FK pose to transition into the IK, so it's not really that much of a big deal. Sometimes you have to match the poses, so there's a bit more work. But they have their advantages and disadvantages. So do what suits you, do what you're most comfortable with. Try both. I've used both, and I'm okay with both, to be honest. I think they both have their uses. They're both good. So so mainly IK for pushing, pulling, and FK for doing jumps, combos, spinning. Just makes your life a bit more easier, and you're adding as many keyframes. So I hope you found this video useful, informative. If you did, and if you think anybody else did, you can share it. Or don't forget to like, please. That'd be very, very good for my channel, and I'll be doing some more videos. But in the meantime, keep practicing, keep animating, and most importantly, have fun when you're animating. So I'll see you in the next video.